Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and today we're going to be going over Thanos, the Mad Titan in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So in this video we're going to be going over some of his special moves, some special properties of certain things, some gimmicks, and a bunch of other stuff. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now for the special moves, first up will be the Titan's Charge. This has a light punch and heavy punch version. That's light punch, that's heavy punch. So what makes them good is on top of, covering some good space. See here the light punch goes a bit far and the heavy punch goes even further. They both have projectile armor and the heavy version is an overhead. So let's switch out here to Iron Man. And we're going to do Unibeam. So we're going to show here the projectile armor. So tank the whole shot right there. Tanked it all again. As far as I can tell, this has infinite armor when it comes to projectiles and also light attack. So once again, we're going to do the same thing. And I could not get enough stop him from doing the Titan Charge. Now, granted, this is for light attacks. Heavy attacks will beat it clean. Oh, we're a bit slow on the draw here. It's hard to control two characters at once. But there you go. So, but it does have effectively infinite projectile and light attack armor. So if you're getting zoned out, for example, you can just blow your way through and not care and hit them. And to note, they both get combos. The light punch one can only get a combo in the corner though. So you can go into whatever. And the heavy punch one gets combos no matter where you are on the screen, which is fantastic. That's something a little simple. Oh, I did the second Titan palm breaker. That's not good. Let's try that one more time. There we go. So that's quite simple there, and mid-screen that's something, and in the corner you get the palm loops. And if you're unaware of the palm loops, there'll be a link at the end of the video. I did a whole video describing that. Now, next up, let's talk about his command grabs. As he is a large character, effectively a big boy, he does have command grabs. And they are pretty good. They are not the most damaging command grabs in the game, but unlike most command grabs, you do have the ability to combo after them. Now, the light punch command grab, no combo possible, it'll knock you out. The heavy punch command grab, you can get a combo rather mid-screen into whatever you choose. Now, the heavy punch command grab, if you know the term of Kara canceling a grab, it's basically a Kara cancel built in. Oh, sorry, wrong move. As he moves forward quite a large step before he gets to grab. That's like original Street Fighter 2 Zangief level before he gets you. Now, I didn't mention that the light punch grab cannot combo mid-screen, however, it absolutely can combo in the corner. See here, you can get a hit afterwards, so you can try something more involved. I dropped it, but you get the idea. It's in the companion combo video showing the whole thing. But yeah, it's very great to have command grabs, especially because, as I'll detail in a little bit, that he can actually do resets into these command grabs and other mix-ups. Now, next up is the Titan Shield. So the light kick version is very obviously a fireball. See here, it does multi-hits. Now, one thing to notice is if you do it closer to the foe, the closer you are, the more hits you'll get. So it effectively loses a little bit of power the further out you are, rather. And the heavy kick version, you may notice, stands in place. Now see here, it's not hitting the foe because this move is actually a parry. So if we do this, and you see Iron Man tried to hit and he got knocked out. Now go back to that light kick fireball just for one moment. Now I did mention it was multi-hits, so it does beat the dreaded Reality Stone ball and keeps going forward. So if someone's just doing Reality Stone over and over and over, keeping it in your face, do keep in mind that light kick Titan Shield has a dead to rights, and it'll never beat you as long as it's on the screen. So next up is the Titan's Deceit, a very elaborately named teleport. This has both light punch and heavy punch versions. The light punch always brings you to the other side, standing, so no air attacks, and the heavy punch version always brings you to the other side, and lets you do a jump attack. So off this, if it were to land, you absolutely would get some kind of combo. So that is a pretty big feather in the cap, but it is a bit obvious because once again, you will always be on, no matter which teleport you pick, you'll always be on the other side of the foe. So they know once they see, the big yellow happen to block accordingly. But don't write it off entirely because honestly, its main use is not so much to try to bamboozle people, but as to catch them in the middle of something. So say we know Iron Man's going to start unibeaming or something. Oh, I screwed up, but you get the idea. We caught him dead to rights. That way he can't block. So if you can catch them, if you know they're going to commit to a move, that's the best use of this, to catch them on the spot and get pretty much a free combo if you catch them doing something else. Now another thing to note is this will always bring them a heavy punch version on top of them no matter where they are. Right here. So we see here Iron Man was flying in the air and it still brought me on top of his head. So if there's like a Dormammu or something flying in the absolute top corner of the screen, you can always be on top of them no matter what. No one gets to run away. And that is pretty good, especially since the larger characters definitely have some trouble catching people when they're up flying in the screen. So our next move up here is the Emperor's Stance, which is Thanos basically doing his best Blanka impersonation. Now, it isn't too good on its own except for one little detail in that it actually has a massive hitbox. So I was nowhere near him, as you can see here, and yet it still connects. And if you do it raw, see here, you can still get a hit, right? So you can hit some manner of combo afterwards into whatever. And the heavy kick version is the one that kind of arcs upwards. Now, you might see here, it doesn't kind of hit as close. However, the hitbox for it, arcing upwards, is huge, as you've seen. So if you know someone's just going to be air dashing in, you can kind of use this as somewhat preventative anti-air to stop them and keep them a little more honest, because that extends very far out. And its best use is actually for a little bit of a corner mix-up gimmick, but we'll go into that in a little bit. And now to wrap this up, to quickly go over his command normals, you have forward light punch, which is best used honestly as combo fodder, but it does have a decent sized hitbox. Forward fierce punch, which is overhead and it leads to full combo, so that is fantastic. Forward fierce kick, which is his eye lasers, and honestly, at this point, and I could be wrong in the future, but I have not found too much use for this other than just looking swaggy. You look really boss while doing it, but I don't really know the purpose of this move, as it's kind of slow for what it does, and it does very little damage. And the final command normal, which is going to be Thanos 101 for probably the whole game's lifespan to come, the Palm Breaker. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was the game of Foot Dive. You can expect this game to be the game of Palm Breaker. I have in the combo video and a separate Palm Breaker tutorial I'll have in the end of this video. But yeah, this is kind of his bread and butter. Everything revolves around Palm Breaker for him. It's his everything. It's fantastic. Now, Thanos is very blessed to have an air dash, as you can see here. And he can make good use of it on offense. You can definitely pressure with the jump HK. And one thing to note is jump HK actually can cross up. However, it is unfortunately quite difficult. It's not some easy mode stuff like Ultron or Captain Marvel. See here, I don't quite have it down pat, but please keep in mind that it is possible. And there you have it. And secret of the sauce here, I tried that a couple times, had to edit that out. It's very difficult to get, unfortunately. So that's, for me and you, that's the practice makes perfect thing. But having an airborne cross-up is a fantastic thing, especially for a big body character. So you gotta make sure to use and abuse that. Now, I would like to sing the praises here of Crouch Fierce Kick. It's got quite a bit of range, which is always fun. And it's got a lot of hits, so if you're like me, you know, maybe you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, you need a fair amount of hits to get your hit confirms going on. You know, you got plenty of hits to know, you know, whether or not you should go into your launcher. And so that's good, and you know, that's the basis of a lot of your bread and butter combos. Just some other things like, it's obviously, you know, a low. And, you know, if your opponent's not blocking low, that means, you know, they aren't blocking high, right? So, honestly, that's a bit gimmicky, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, it's really fun. And plus, you know, it can be safe to force this little high-low mix-up, as you can call on your tag partner right away. And they can go for a low, and you kind of create a true 50-50. However, do not hit the exact same time, because if a true high-low situation hits at the exact same time, the opponent will be able to block both. There's a bit of a prevention system in place to make you not abuse that kind of stuff. But you can go for low high or low overhead, tag into another overhead or a low mix-up, or kind of the world's your oyster at this point. And one quick little note actually about that move. So the move is a low here, but if you look at the little descriptor here on the attack damage, you see the final hit's a high. So if you're just fishing for the range, keep in mind the absolute final hit of the 3 hits is a high, so you can block that standing. So there's no sweeping people from this far out, unfortunately. Alright, and now I did mention about mix-ups and the Emperor Spark, so let's get into it. And this is potentially one of my favorite things about Thanos, because it lets me work in a Street Fighter kind of mindset, which is what I understand. So in the corner, any given combo, doesn't really matter. It can be a long combo, it can be a short combo, it doesn't really matter. You see here, we hit them with the shock, and they hit the ground in a weird little roll. They didn't hit flat, they didn't air escape or nothing like that. So when that happens, there is no knockdown recovery possible. There is no air recovery possible. They just kind of hit the ground no matter what it's set to. So that means they have to recover in front of your face with you at the advantage. Which now means you can go for a low, one of the 2 overheads, although they are a bit slower and seeable, or go for a grab mix-up, and they gotta kind of submit. As you can see there, it's a very powerful tool. Go for a grab, and go for a low. He's got very long range lows, as you can see here. They hit from quite a bit far out. But basically, the end point is just to make them scared. The first time you establish it, honestly, go for the grab right away. It's probably going to work, because until it's established, people aren't going to know about it. But it's a fantastic tool to be sure. And that's the extent I have for Thanos knowledge at this point. The game is obviously very early on, and we'll probably learn tons and tons more to come up, so maybe there will be like a Tips and Tricks Volume 2 down the road. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video found you well. Go out and play some Marvel.